The Land Rover Defender nameplate is as well storied as they come. We first saw the Series 1 in 1948. It was built and designed as an agriculturally focused four-wheel drive truck with a steel frame and aluminium body. Over the years, there are a number of upgrades and new models, but it wasn't until 1983 when the fourth generation Defender was launched, and that really progressed things. This new Defender, the 90 and 110 as it were called at the time, saw for the first time ever Land Rover utilise the coil spring suspension from their Range Rover to replace the car's old, archaic leaf spring design, along with various quality of life improvements like the more comfortable interior and modernised engine lineup. The new generation of Defender made tremendous strides in its on-road driving manner. But finally, in 2016, 68 years after its launch, and much to the dismay of many of its fans, the Defender nameplate was shelved, and the last of the old rugged Defenders rolled off the production line. Fortunately though, its time on the shelf was short, and in 2020 we got a brand new Defender, and as you can see, it's got a radical new look. Utilising an aluminium unibody platform that underpins the Range Rover Sport and Land Rover Discovery, it now uses independent multi-link suspension, front and rear. What does that mean for its off-road capabilities? Well, you can find out just how good it is off-road by clicking the link in the description below and watching Matt take one of these off-roading. But before you do, stick around, because we're not here to find out how this car drives. We're here to find out just why the new Land Rover Defender hardtop might be the perfect commercial vehicle for you and your business. The new Defender actually garnered quite a bit of criticism back in 2020 when it was launched, especially by the hardcore Defender fans, because, well, it was too nice. It was too well polished. You'd almost feel bad taking it off-road and getting it dirty. But this version here fixes that. You see, this is the hardtop. And what that means is it's had a sprinkling of Land Rover's special vehicle operations team's magic to make it a different prospect to those passenger carrying vehicles that we saw upon its launch. A quote from the Defender's press release about the hardtop goes on to say, "We will maximise the functionality and usability of the new Defender's cargo area with tougher materials and clever storage solutions to ensure it surpasses the capabilities of any previous generation Defender hardtop." So, with that in mind, I think the cargo area is probably a good place to start taking a look around. Providing 1,355 litres of cargo space in the 90 and 2,059 litres in the 110 respectively, plus an extra 58 litres of lockable underfloor storage that increases to 155 litres of hidden stowage in the 110, you're not going to be short of space. Their payload capacities are also very high. The 90 can take up to 670 kilograms of cargo, whereas the 110 is capable of managing up to 800 kilograms. They haven't just done away with the rear seats to make this area work. True to SVO's word, there's some really clever storage options in here. There's full rubber floor coverings and up the sides for easy cleaning. There's lashing points and hooks everywhere you look, and that lockable underfloor storage and the full bulkhead partition for security and safety. Not only that, but the whole load area has plenty of light thanks to these top windows and the fact that it's actually got a special LED system in here that is 5 times brighter than those you find in the passenger vehicle. They've literally thought of everything you might want and need in here and then found a way to design it into the space. Now, another little fact to help you kind of visualise just how big these storage areas can be. The 110 has such a wide opening rear door and such a long load bay that it can actually take a standard size Euro pallet fully loaded in one go. Now, not many SUVs can boast about that level of storage, can they? Now, if you do find yourself needing even more storage, you can actually hitch up a trailer, as the Defender has a towing capacity of 3.5 tons. And thanks to the tow assist technology that's available on these cars, reversing manoeuvres whilst towing a trailer are something you no longer need to worry about. Another concern that you'll never have to think about is getting stuck on site in bad weather, because the Defender is a very, very capable off-roader. As standard, they come fitted with all-season tyres, but this one here has been fitted with the optional off-road tyres. And if you find yourself in a torrential downpour, well, fear not, because again, as standard, the Defender can wade up to 900 millimetres. You're pretty safe, no matter what weather the UK throws at you. And inside, that rugged go anywhere, do anything quality continues. As standard, you get a set of high-sided, durable rubber mats that can easily be removed and hosed down for cleaning. You get this fantastic third row jump seat that if you've only got yourself in the car, can be dropped down to reveal 2 cup holders and several more charging points. Also get a huge amount of technology up here, and this is where the new Defender really does start to shine. First of all, there's this auto-dimming rear view mirror that, at a simple flick of a switch, doubles up as a camera screen, so that should your load area be full of cargo, you can still see out of the back. And then there's a 3D camera system, which makes off-roading and negotiating tight passes far, far easier, as it turns all the cameras on and lets you get a better view of where your car is and how close to walls and boulders and ditches and trenches you might actually be whilst off-road. There's also layers of technology that you've probably become accustomed to and feel should be standard on every vehicle now, such as cruise control and the speed limiter, traffic sign recognition, as well as lane assist. There's also Land Rover's new PIVI Pro system in here. Now, I'm not sure what PIVI Pro means, but all I know is that on this lovely TFT screen you get satellite navigation, which is crystal clear. You also get Android and Apple CarPlay as standard, as well as a fantastic DAB radio. There's also an abundance of charging points. We have 3 down the front here, there's 4 on the back of this centre seat, then we've got 1 just up here on the dash, and there's 1 just down here for the driver as well. Whilst we're talking about the infotainment, just below it we have your new driver control system. Now, there's not actually that many buttons on here because some of the features are actually doubled up. You see, to select a driver mode, you simply click this button here, and your temperature dial then becomes your click wheel to select your driving mode. It's very, very clever. Finally, one of the most up-to-date features of this new Defender commercial is its ability to take software updates wirelessly. Now, not only does that mean you no longer have to visit the dealership to get the latest software, but you can now track your Defender's activities via an app. You'll be able to find information out such as mileage, its fuel consumption, and exactly how much petrol is actually still left in the tank, as well as get an exact pinpoint location for your car, meaning you can monitor your fleet quite easily. And any morally questionable trips carried out by your staff to places such as Barnard Castle will be spotted. As a commercial vehicle, the Defender hardtop is very difficult to beat, but when you start considering the whole range of accessories that are available, it puts it into a league of its own. There's the 24-litre lockable side gear carriers, there's roof racks, deployable side ladders, there's even a ramp for your 4-legged friends. With that wide selection of accessories available, there's going to be something out there that's going to make doing your job and using the Defender and living with it daily even easier. And even if you don't need any of those accessories, you can customise your Defender in other ways. You see, on the commercial hardtop, there's a handy space down the side to put your branding and logos and contact details to make sure that wherever you take your car and park it, people know exactly who you are and how to get hold of you. When building your Defender, you'll have a choice of engines to pick from. The 90 featured here uses a D200 3-litre turbo diesel mild hybrid engine and produces 200 brake horsepower. If you go for the 110, you have a choice of either the D250 or D300, both 3-litre turbo diesel engines, one producing 249 brake horsepower and the other 300 respectively. Driving the new Defender is actually a lot less intimidating and scary than I'd first anticipated and built up in my head. For a car so big, navigating these narrow country lanes is actually very, very easy thanks to all the driver aids and cameras. Now, this is actually my first experience behind the wheel of a Defender, new or old, but it's not the first Defender I've heard stories about. You see, my dad used to have an old Defender 110 long wheelbase from 1985, and having spoke to the pair of them about what that was like to own and live with, well, I can safely say this is a much better experience. My mum used to drive a school minibus full of kids, and at one point she did compare driving the minibus as like driving a limousine by comparison. My dad also pointed out that the Defender 110 did have the turning circle of the Titanic, which made town driving far less enjoyable than it is in this. My dad also went on to tell me that his old Defender was full safari spec, which meant it had the massive knobbly off-road tyres, and well, driving it on the road just meant there was a lot of road noise and a lot of wind noise, given the fact it was, well, basically as aerodynamic as a brick. But that's not the case with this one. Even with the off-road tyres, with it being so modern, there's a good level of sound deadening, meaning I can't really hear the tyres at all on the road, and the only thing I can hear is that throaty diesel engine under the bonnet. Okay, so let's talk about the engine. As I've already mentioned, the 90 comes equipped with the D200 3-litre 6-cylinder turbo diesel MHEV, which is a mild hybrid, and it produces 200 brake horsepower. Now that might not sound a lot, but it's plenty powerful enough, and when you put your foot down, you can actually hear it. Nice little throaty burble coming through the bulkhead. If you're actually interested in seeing a full driving review of how the Defender handles in more varied situations, again, if you go to the description below this video and click on the link, you can find Matt's first impressions of one. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy pottering along these lanes. A cult classic, reimagined and redesigned for the 21st century, and now a car that is definitely worthy of that Defender nameplate. If you're interested in finding out any more about the Defender hardtop commercial, or indeed any of the rest of the commercial lineup we have to offer here at Rybrook, please don't hesitate to contact us using the links below. I've been Jack, this has been the Defender. Please like, subscribe and hit that bell icon for more videos to come, and we'll see you in the next one.